Hey y'all, I'm here today to try to teach y'all to make homemade meatloaf, Alabama-Grana style. This is an extremely simple recipe. I got this out of a church cookbook years ago by a really older sister from our church, and it is amazing and it's super simple. I've been making this ever since I was a honeymooner, which has been 30 plus years ago. So it's been a while. So it's a great recipe, but the ingredients you're gonna need a bottle of ketchup. It's a smaller bottle. I can't see the ounces. I'm to the age now where I can't see without my glasses. But you're gonna need a bottle of ketchup. You're gonna need an onion. You're gonna need some eggs. And you're gonna need some bread, loaf bread. Don't matter what kind. It can be whole wheat, regular, whatever you got on hand. And you're gonna need some hamburger meat. I bought mine at Publix. Y'all know with it being so expensive, everything's expensive right now. I bought this pack of hamburger meat, three wops is what I call them. It was $25.50. It looks like it's 4.12 pounds. It was $6.19 a pound. So what I'm gonna do is use one of these wops, and that's what's gonna make my meatloaf. I'm gonna take the other two, I'm gonna make taco soup. So I'm making 2 meals at once because this was, like I said, $25.50. With the prices being so high right now, we got to save money however we can. So, but this is what you do. First of all, you're going to cut your onion up. And if I get distracted here in a minute, it's because I'm making homemade mashed potatoes too. And I'm having to keep up with those and make sure that I don't turn them into just sweet potato water. Okay, so I'm going to get a knife right here. I love these Rada knives. They are the best knives. I use them. They're called tomato slicers. I use them more than any knife in my entire kitchen. I absolutely love them. But for those of you that don't know how to peel an onion, hey, I'm here to teach the younger generation that don't know how to do things homemade. So this is just a white onion. What you're going to do is chop both sides off. So we'll do that. One side. Two sides. So as you can see, I got both sides chopped off. Then you see these little rings? You're going to go to that outer ring. And if you cut a notch in your onion, it makes this a lot easier. Then you're going to peel it back. You don't see how that's green? Just go to that very first notch, peel it off. Then your onion's ready to chop. You're gonna discard all of this. Now, when I get ready to chop my onions, there's different ways. People have slicers, they have everything. But I cut this way several times. And then the opposite way several times. And y'all, I ain't no professional. I'm sure there's other ways to do this. I'm just showing y'all how I learned to do it. All right, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna try your best to pick your onion up and turn it on its side. And then you're gonna just cut down. And that's just gonna make little bitty, teeny tiny cubes. And like I said, hey, if y'all know an easier way, y'all let me know. I'd be willing to try it. But get your onion chopped up. Hey, darling. Get your onion chopped up into little bitty cubes. Just as so. And see, when it gets towards the end, it gets a little harder. So that's when I just pick it up and I go crazy with it and I act like a ninja and I cut every which way on the tomato. Or the onion. And it's gonna make your hands stink to high heavens, just so y'all know. Some people cry when they cut tomatoes. I may start here in a minute. It depends on how potent your potato. Lord, potato tomato. Ooh, and it's getting to me. Your onion is. It depends on how potent it is. And see, it's probably about to make me cry because, woo, I'm gonna try to stand back. Some people put a slice of bread in their mouth and they say it keeps you from crying. I don't know. I've tried it before. It does seem like it works, but you look really stupid standing in your kitchen with a piece of bread in your mouth, holding it out. So this is a pretty good bit of tomatoes. Or potatoes. Oh, Lord, I feel like I need to start this whole video over. This is a pretty good bit of onions. Y'all, I'm tired or something today. I don't know. It's been hot here in Alabama. Ooh, y'all, I'm trying not to cry right now. It's, whew. But it'll make you tear up. If you need to cry and look like you're really upset for some reason to make your husband feel bad about something, go peel you an onion. It'll work, girl. All right, so I'm not going to use all this. So what we got here, and they're not all completely cut totally because I'm not going to use all of them, but see, they're just little cubes. I'm going to add them to my big silver bowl over here, the ones that I'm going to use. Like I said, I'm not going to use all of it, just part of it. So I say it's going to be about, so that's about, I'd say I used over a little half of the onion, but I'm going to keep this for hamburgers or whatever later. All right, so after you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to get 2 pieces of bread. You're going to take your bread and you're just going to break it up like you're feeding ducks at the park. Break it up in just little bitty pieces. We have a park where I live and I love going, and which you can't feed them bread anymore because they put signs up everywhere saying not to feed them bread. But I've got 3 ducks in my backyard that one of our friends brought down because they didn't have anywhere to place them, and we have a big pond. And so I've been sneaking out there feeding them some, but I love to feed ducks bread. I like to watch them gobble it. I'm sure it's not good for them, so all you duck animal lovers out there, don't come at me. I don't think it kills them. It's just not good to give it to them all the time. I guess it makes them fat. And as much as I like bread, that could be my problem. But you just break it off into little bitty chunks. Y'all hear my washer and dryer in the background? That's what that was. And you're probably going to hear Jeff walking around, my hubby, with his boots. All right, we about got that all peeled up. So 2 pieces of bread. Then you're going to take 2 eggs. These are large eggs, but if you use small eggs, use 3. But large eggs, you're going to use 2. Crack it on the bowl. You're going to put your thumb in, pull your 2 pieces apart. For those of you that don't know how to crack an egg. Crack it on the bowl, put your thumb in, pull it apart, drop it in there. Okay? Normally after I mess with eggs, I wash my hands immediately. But because I'm fixing to have to stick my hands in this and mix it, ain't no washing happening right now. All right. Then I'm going to get my meat over here. I'm going to cut into the package. Like I told y'all, I'm only going to use 1.5 of these womps, or one of the womps out of here, as I call them. Probably going to go for 1.5 womps. Why not? Okay. All right. That'll be good enough. Okay. Now, next, open up your bottle of ketchup. I should have done this before I started the video, but now y'all gonna have to bear with me and watch me do it. Sometimes it's just easier to do it the old school way like that. All right, we'll take that label and throw her in the garbage. All right, we're gonna add about, let me tell y'all after I done add, because I just add. You're gonna leave only about 1/4 of this bottle. This is the part I hate the most. It makes your hands so cold. You're just gonna get in here and act like you're mad. Act like you're real mad at your husband or something. Just take your aggression out on this meat. My hubby's watching me, that's why I'm saying that. But you're gonna mix everything together. Now, if you're cooking for people and you got company coming, put you some rubber gloves on. Nobody wants your nasty nails in their food. I chew my fingers, and it's just me and my hubby, so he don't care if I mix his meatloaf. He's just glad I made him some supper. So we're gonna mix it all real good. Just kind of grab it in clumps like this. Mix it. And that's gonna mix it up good. Okay. Jeff, can you come get my pan out? I completely forgot to get my pan out. No, I'll do it. I'll just wash my hands real quick and do it, because you won't never be able to find it. Let me get my pan real quick, peoples. I'll wash my hands over here in the sink, because I done messed with them eggs. And that's another bonus of using gloves, because if you use gloves, you ain't got to come wash your hands. You can just discard your gloves and put on another pair. So let me grab my pan real quick. Yep. I don't like none of those pans. I'm going to go in the other room and grab my other good pan. This is the pan I'm going to use. It's a cornerware pan. I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's also my banana pudding pan I use sometimes when I make a smaller batch. So what you're going to do, get you some pan and spray the bottom of your pan. Spray it real good so it won't stick. And just around the bottom, maybe a little bit on the edges too. Okay. That's Pam spray. I use the olive oil kind. All right, you're going to dump all this over into this pan. Every bit of it. Scrape out all you can get. Okay. All right. Once you get it in here, that's when you're going to shape it to look like, kind of like a bread loaf, but it's going to be fatter than a bread loaf. But similar to a bread loaf, just kind of pat it around. Try to keep it off the edges if you can. That'll keep it from burning. There we go. On the ends, it can touch the edges a little, but you want to try to keep your outer edges is not tight to the edge. That gives room for your fats. Go around with your fingers. That gives room for your fats and oils to drain into the pan and not stay in your loaf. All right, let me wash my hands again. I'm going to show y'all how that looks. And I keep a sink load of sudsy water to wash my hands in. So we got the loaf part made. I'm gonna let y'all see what that looks like. And there's about half an inch maybe where I took my fingers and went all the way around the pan. Next, you're gonna get some aluminum foil. Cover your pan. Take that last bit of ketchup that you had left, dump it all over the top. Okay. Take a spoon, spread that ketchup across the top of your meatloaf. That's gonna really make it more flavorful. It's gonna be good, but just spread it all the way across the top. If it drips down the sides, that's fine. Alrighty. You're gonna put your aluminum foil on. You should have already had your oven. I should have told you at the beginning. Preheat your oven to 350 before you start mixing your meatloaf and chopping your onion and stuff. But you're gonna wrap that up real good. You're gonna put that in a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. At about 45 minutes, I would check it. And the way you're gonna check it is you're gonna put a fork kind of middle ways, cut you out a little place, make sure it's not pink, make sure it's completely brown. When it's completely brown all the way through, your meatloaf is done. But like I said, 350 at 45 minutes. And I'll come back to y'all when it's done.